All right, welcome to our last video in the preparation for Chem 105 series. And this video is just focusing on, well, what do you need to do to get ready for Monday and get ready for any class in general? And the long and short answer is um, you need to just have your material and you need to be ready to go. Now, with the timing of our classes, one of the classes is 8:30, the other one is at noon. Both of them present interesting challenges. 8:30 is a little bit early for some people, so you're going to be dealing with the kind of the freshly rolled out of bed, still kind of sleepy from that kind of circumstance. And at noon, a lot of you are coming out from lunch and you're getting the post-lunch kind of drowsiness. Um, but what I can tell you is the best way to get ready and to be prepared and to be engaged is to know that you are going to need to be engaged. You are not going to be able to just sit there and passively go through the work. So, some things that you can do. First of all, every single one of my PowerPoints is available in Blackboard. It's also available in Top Hat. You can download from either place. So if you're in Blackboard, again, we'll bring it up here. If you're in Blackboard and we're looking at Module 1, because that's what we're starting on Monday, you're going to see first link here. That is a direct link to the textbook in Top Hat. That's why it's got the Top Hat logo here. Second link right here is the PowerPoint itself. Now, the PowerPoint itself is directly downloadable. If you click on this, it's going to do two things. It's going to show you the PowerPoint here in its kind of, you can view it through Blackboard. But what I would encourage you to do is actually download the thing, put it on your laptop or whatever device you're going to use to take notes with, and have it available to you. And the reason I want you to think about it that way is because I see so many students do this where they end up wasting so much of their note-taking time trying to copy down what's on the slides rather than listening to what is being said about what's on the slides. So rather than spending your time copying down these definitions, have the definitions already there. Download them, have them on your computer, or if you're really into paper and pencil notebook writing, print these out and have them there for you so that you aren't having to write all of this stuff out individually. Um, they'll save you a lot of time. They'll save you a lot of working capital up here where you're trying to write and read and listen all at the same time, and you end up inevitably missing something. So that's the first tip. Take advantage of the fact that this is already here. And since it's already here, you can use it. So that's the first thing. Second thing that you want to think about is because we're going to be working inside of Top Hat, you're going to need some kind of a connected device. Now, that connected device doesn't have to be fancy. You know, there is a Top Hat app that you can use. You can access any of the Top Hat questions through text messaging. Just make sure that when you link your Blackboard account, you also put your phone number in there so that if you decide to text or if texting is the only option that you have, it knows to give you the points and not to have it show up as a random person who's not in the class. But if you have a laptop that you like to bring with you, bring it. If you've got some kind of a tablet or pad, bring that. Whatever it is that you use to take notes, if it can connect to the internet, it can connect to Top Hat. And that's one of the main reasons I use Top Hat, is it has a lot of flexibility in that direction. Another thing that you can bring You need something to write with. Now, if you have the capability of writing or annotating on your touchscreen device, and that's how you want to take your notes, that's perfectly fine. But if you're gonna do some of the things that we're gonna ask you to do, there's a lot of calculations, and you're gonna need to write stuff down. You're gonna need to be able to actually pull out a pen and paper, and do the work. And that brings me to the other thing that you're also going to want to make sure that you have most of the time, and that is a calculator. Now, the official list for Chem 105 dictates that you should have a scientific calculator. For lecture, I'm not going to be super picky about it. If you've got your graphing calculator that you're using for calculus or for college algebra, and that's the one that you want to use, you can use it most of the time. The only time you can't use it is quizzes and exams. And the reason why you can't use it for quizzes and exams is because we take a final exam that specifies that you must use a scientific calculator. And so we want to train you on that. So how do you prep for class? You got to make sure you have everything with you. Make sure that you've got your connected device so that you can interact with Top Hat. Make sure that you've got some paper and pencil stuff, so that you can do problem solving and mathematical problems. Make sure you've got your calculator for the problem solving calculator questions. And make sure that you have some way of keeping up with the notes. Again, my preference would be that you either print out the PowerPoints and bring them with you and use them that way, or that you download them and you use them electronically. If you're looking for printing surfaces, cheapest printing service is actually in our building. It is in the Updike Hall Learning Lab. In that room, you can print for free. No questions asked. You just go in, you log into one of their computers, you can print anything you want for free. So when it comes time to do your lab reports, when it comes time to print off different things, even if it's not for a science class, go ahead and use that facility. That's one of the reasons it's there. Couple of other things that can help you out. You may notice that there's a link here for something called an annotated PowerPoint. What that is every lecture, I take notes on the PowerPoints with you. So if I have extra things that I want to say or highlight, I use the PowerPoint to do so. So for example, here in module 1, you can see that, this is the stuff that was in your PowerPoint, and this was a blank, and then this was what I put on the notes. Where this is great is if you happen to miss something, you always have a backup copy of the notes that I'm giving here. So anything that I write on the slides, you have. And that comes in handy, especially when we get into calculation questions of this kind, where let's say that you didn't know the answer to the question or you had trouble with it. The full worked out problem is there. This also works great if you happen to miss class for some reason and you needed to look at things later. This is there in addition to this in the video series here. The top links in my video folders are old recorded lectures. So this lecture here comes from module 1.1. This will be a version of this I will give on Monday. So if you miss it for whatever reason, you can go there. If you want more video resources underneath the recorded lectures, You've got other kinds of videos of related topics coming from YouTube channels that I know and I like and I approve of. And I'm usually adding as students are coming to me and saying, "Hey, yeah, that list is good, but have you seen so and so's channel?" And I'll go to so and so's channel and be like, "Oh yeah, that is good," and I'll add to it. And so you can see there's a lot of videos here in module one because we're talking about a lot of fundamental concepts. I want to make sure that everybody gets through module one understanding them. So that's how you prepare. That's what you need to do. So figure out what your note-taking situation is. How do you want to do it? Do you want to do it electronically or do you want to do it paper and pencil? Either way works. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. But figure that out. Are you just downloading the slides or are you going to download and print the slides? Make sure that you have with you that calculator, the pen and paper for writing out problems. Make sure that you've got your connected device so that you can interact with Top Hat. And again, at the very least, you can bring your phone um, and connect to Top Hat that way. So that's the kind of stuff. So if you're doing a checklist for Monday, make sure that you have all of those items. Make sure that you go through and do all of assignment 0. There's only a handful of questions in it. The watching of these videos was the majority of the work. And once again, I'll say it's the last time. If you have any questions about anything, if there's stuff that you need to talk to me about specifically, hey, my situation is this, or I need to talk to you about this accommodation I have or this thing that I'm struggling with, feel free to reach out to me. In assignment 0, there is that text box that says, do you have any questions? But you also have my contact information. You can email me directly, abruck@vinu.edu. You can also send me a message through Remind using the link in Blackboard. And you also use the native messenger service in Blackboard. You have this link up here too for messages. You click on this, you can message me directly through there. Easy to do. And it comes through, it's kind of like a hybrid between chat and email. It's kind of neither one, but both at the same time. So that's all I have for this. Good luck with the start of your semesters. I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.